And there's gonna be a little bit of lag. Sure, it's fair.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as if pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion. He sees what's left of the rippling walls, years of work undone in an instant. In the calamity, that a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Gotta hold her still to spin up the chamber. Kid's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink.
Oh man, do I have to kill the gas fella?
Kid pops him good. Fella got a piece of him though. A school of squirts tunnels up around him.
And for anyone watching,
He
keep
sets
in mind
foot
that
inside
LawyerDog's
one of
actually going to get a little bit of
Salondia's famous
lag.
watering holes.
That's
Inside's
not
old
represented.
Rondi,
It's
the
actually a little
bartender.
better than...
The calamity got him before his drinking did. Rondi always wanted his ashes scattered here. Then Kid finds his trusty shield. The security takes him for a petty thief.
Oh, that sucked.
Special delivery. Gas dollars. Windbags start turning up for last call. More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid. Them windbags are playing for keeps.
Wow, I am
Kid
sucking.
sees the way to the Bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop.
Told you were winning this, LawyerDog.
He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke. Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back. Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid. He's a mighty fast learner. The gates are too afraid to budge while security's on watch. He finds the distillery right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man.
Oh no, did I go the wrong way? Do I have to go to the arsenal? Fuck.
The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job. Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins. An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The Bastion's real close now. Wasn't long before the kid could loose an arrow, strong and true.
Oh, I'm doing so bad today.
Kid takes a chunk of alloy. The smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. core to the Wharf District. He steals the city's heart. Might as well. See, that core Kid took was the only thing making this particular rock stay afloat. Down he goes. Down toward the Bastion. Now the kid sees something stranger still.
Oh,
His
hey.
mind races.
I didn't even know about that.
Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid ponders what to build. Makes time to sample spirits from my personal supply. Hearty punch is so zesty, it'll let you carry on through the worst of times. The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands. Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong. Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? And there it is. But it's locked down tight in an alloy cage. A blustery old foreman's keeping his fellas in check. Almost like he's showboating for the crowd. And now there's a new marshal in town. He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Might as well check the other side streets before leaving. He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it. Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next. Picked up traces of other cores while the kid was out. In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin
Oh
on
man,
the
it's
squirt.
gonna be hard not doing it.
Of all the plans to survive the calamity, it had to be stab weeds. If there's a core, he figures it ought to be deeper down. Core's stuck inside one of those fancy cages. Now what could possibly go wrong? Some of the stuff lying around is downright dangerous, quite a bit. As it turns out, the cage starts lifting from the core ever so slow. All Kid can do is wait. Shipments start falling in. Not every squirt's born bad. Some spring to the kid's defense. Judging by the movement of the cage, it's gonna take a little while. Scumbags don't take kindly to interlopers. Even some gas fellas take his corner. Heard he popped that mean old foreman. At this rate, maybe 5 more minutes, maybe 30. Hard to tell. Squirts get real territorial around the core. Then a shipment of free samples shows up. It ain't all bad, as the kid finds some spices from the motherland, tax-free. One thing's for sure, that cage is awful heavy. It's a troublesome scene, to be sure. Moments left, and the core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7. We give or take a few seconds. Finally, the core's within reach. And done. He's got it. Just gotta get to the nearest barge.
Flinks, I'm on the top, LawyerDog's on the bottom. We're actually pretty fucking close right now. I'm surprised I've been able to keep up this well.
Face after that one. The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started. The Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to. Ain't much kid can't handle with hammer and bow in hand.
Oh, I forgot to pick up a new fucking drink.
Couples used to walk the sundown. Kid ain't here for pleasure, though. But then, somebody gets to the core before the kid. Floor starts giving way under the lightest step. A single panic squirt could bring the whole place down. Well, the path ain't exactly open to visitors no more. See, the path was intended for leisurely strolling and such. Sky bridges link the path together. One of them bridges whips the kid along. The calamity changed everything, even where the wind blows. Well, if we mastered the winds in the old days, we can do it again. Who else could have taken the core? Well, ain't no survivor stole the thing. Scumbag ate it by mistake. Tough break. Unlike the kid, that core ain't coming back. No, they used to ship live munitions down the path. Even gas fellas need some shut-eye from time to time. They get real cranky when I wake them up. In all this toil, kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question. Who else could have survived the calamity?
Whoa, I'm actually ahead. That's actually, like, really surprising to me.
So he didn't find the core that time, but that ain't about to stop us. The dead welcome him with open arms. The calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around.
Fuck.
These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close. Someone who ain't like Mr. Beckley and his kindly wife. It was someone like him. It's a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what. He's got so many questions after all.
man, I'm botching this bad.
Just ain't got time for answers. The Thunder Brothers didn't make it. They never saw what it was like beyond the walls. Nor did the Bird Boy. Didn't make it. Grady Sr., Grady Jr., they didn't make it. But him, he survived. Just think, without that man, we wouldn't be here right now, would we? And then, what do you say to a man who's seen too much?
Yep, LawyerDog got ahead of me there.
Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this: we have to go. Please.
Got pretty far ahead, too.
He's a proper gentleman, that man. His name is Zolf. No hiding he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Caelondia. He's relieved to see a living face or two.
I really should have switched to the mirror shield for that one.
Both to him and to each other. For the first time. The cores, they remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright. Well, look what we have here. We tracked down a couple more cores near the edge of the city.
Fuck.
No use praying to the gods these days. No time for it either. Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith.
I'm screwing this up so
well,
bad.
The gods are long gone now. And the Orchard Core is long gone too. Pith stood for something once. Something real. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. Pith makes a decent scarecrow, at least. Then Pith lights up like a rodeo. Ain't easy punching through his hide. Kid breaks him to bits. So what'll it be? Invoke the gods? Or tell him off? Must have been guarding that shrine. Popping windbags is hard enough. No need to get the gods involved. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore. Kid ain't found a core, but at least he found Zolf's precious shrine.
Alright, I think I've actually just about
now
caught
we
up.
can build a shrine of our own, though I got some alternatives in mind.
I really shouldn't have ever switched off the grenade. It would be way more helpful here than the trip mines are gonna be.
Cinder brick fort.
Though hey, at least when he says the kid's glad he brought trip mines, it'll fucking be right.
Sure, the city marshals may be gone, but now the fort's crawling with windbags. The calamity was mercy for normal folks. Well, windbags, young and old, keep fighting.
Oh shit!
At least the marshals left the kid a parting gift. Something the windbags just can't handle. Something that'll punch clean through their greasy hides. Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal. Cinder brick gave them enough heat and metal to munch on for a while. Well, the fort ain't theirs by right. Can't blame them for wanting it, though. So many of those sorry things hold up inside that old fort.
Shit! Need to quit jumping to my death.
Times like this, kid's glad he packed trip mines. Security's plain gone haywire. Windbags gummed up the works. They trap the kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds. Then they bring out Glutus and Glandon and all their scumbag uncles. Kid takes down Glutus, or maybe it was Glandon. They got something to gain, and only their sorry hides to lose. The other big fella soon joins his brother, wherever they are now. Good thing the windbags don't know kids fresh out of health tonics. The Skyway's a welcome sight after all that. And now ain't nothing left for nobody down at Cinderbrick Fort. Kid shows up just as Ulf's telling me about his own journey to the city. Kid ain't finished here yet.
Shit. I can't believe I forgot to use the
Zolf's
fucking
travels ain't
crystal.
much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this. The Langston River flowed free and wild till the calamity drank it all up. Maybe all that water just grew wings and flew off. Riverbanks swarming with windbags. They're so bent on finding the core they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat. Weepin' Nellie. She sends some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. The security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice who she's sailing with. They're pretty steamed about what happened at Cinderbrick. They try to cut her off. They try to slow her down. They try to knock her out. Well, Weepin' Nellie tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors. At least she picked a good spot for a break, 'cause the core's right there. Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings. They have their own eyes on the core, but why? Well, kid ain't got time to think it over just yet. He finds Weepin' Nellie raring to go. Turns out she's got a special surprise for when the waters get rough. She's gonna need a little help with all them peggers. Traffic things think they're king of the roost now. Rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these. Security skiffs keep on coming, starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. kid's just trying to help. Or maybe they don't care.
Shit!
Well, it all proves too much for poor Nellie. She's just gotta make one last stop. With her last breath, Nellie gets the kid to solid ground. Solid ground in Pegger country. Seems the Calamity ain't hurt the Peggers' appetites. They want that core real bad. Might be they want it just as bad as a kid. Kid shoos them off, knowing they'll be back. Know how many times Kid nearly fell off the barge back there? 8 whole times. Now, listen close. You should remember this next part. Why go to Prosper Bluff? Used to take an enterprising man or a plain old fool to venture out that far. The city was the most beautiful place in the world. We all knew that. But on the other hand, some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it? There the kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while.
Crap!
How's it go again?
What?
Yeah, that's the one.
What? What the shit? Damn it! I'm getting seriously fucking pissed off at this level.
Well, no point explaining what happens next, right? Suffice it to say, kid ain't coming home empty-handed. And besides, it's like the song goes.
I guess LawyerDog doesn't get to lose like he fucking thought he was going to.
They'll be here before too long. We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow or again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find. Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either. The Bastion ain't gonna build itself. Well, not entirely. We track the final core beyond the city to the wilds. The wild unknown. Place can eat a man alive. Place is so raw, even the Calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it. Hackers got the core, like they're building a bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon. They shouldn't have let the guard down. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight. Wallflowers survive the calamity. Kid learns the hard way not to touch those things. Kid's roused up half the wilds by now. Then Kid gets the feeling he's being watched. Not by me. By a lunkhead. He's anxious to get back. After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no.
At least I got a pretty good run through the second half of the freaking
Not by a
wilds.
long shot.
But LawyerDog's already in Jocelyn Bog.
Kid knows something's up when we ain't there to give a
So
warm
I'm
welcome.
basically boned.
See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The calamity failed, he says, but I will not. And with that, Zolf leaves
No,
us
he
here,
won't. He's way better at this
alone.
game than me.
Seems the only thing the calamity saved
Fuck!
for Zolf was his smoking pipe. Zolf banged up the monument pretty bad,
Just a waste of
but
time to
there's
go
a
near
way
the
to
pipe.
put her back together. The shards. We're gonna need all of them to nurse the Bastion back to health.
Just now entering Jocelyn Bog.
After Zolf's little episode, Kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jocelyn Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Zolf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad. But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine. Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating.
Oh, I'm in the dream sequence where LawyerDog is, but he's a lot farther. Oh shit, he's got were whiskey on, and I completely forgot to equip drinks
Don't
again.
know where he's gone. Might be gone for good, for all I know. Wherever he is, somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go. The dead welcome him with open arms. Kid pops him good. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella. What do you say to a kid who's seen too much? I'm Zolf of Ura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, pineapples, swamp weeds, ankle gators. Kid sets foot inside one of Ceylondia's famous watering holes. He has the nerve to flash the shield he stole. The security's just gonna have to straighten him out. Kid succeeds where the calamity failed.
Damn it! Oh, I forgot I have to break freaking dude.
Would you look
Damn
at
it.
what he did to poor old Ronnie the bartender? Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky. He wakes up. I'm just fooling. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Piff, the bull. He sees what's left of his lifelong friend. There's no way out.
Actually, do I even have to fight him? Fuck.
His friend, he's come undone too. He sees what's left undone.
There's no way I can make this up.
Thought we'd lost him, but he finally comes to. The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole. Ever heard of the lung blossom? It's bigger than the stories say. They say one whiff of lung blossom can make you lose your mind. Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it. A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers. That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place. The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places. Black rye is like hot pineapple chowder on a cold day. Brings back memories. The city tried to use the shards to stake out the wilds. So much for that plan.
Alright. Now we see if I can make up any time in Rothus
Ankle
Lagoon.
gators used to roam the wilds, and they nested at Rothus Lagoon. Many a tale folks used to scare their children straight originated here. All kinds of beasts what don't know up from down, still lurking about. Even the brushers learned to fear this place. They used to think that ankle gators were extinct. Well, they ain't. Turns out Queen Anne got a hold of the shard. Ankle gators love shiny things. Know what smells worse than an ankle gator's breath? A stinkweed. They say you can't hurt an ankle gator unless it's raining. And it ain't raining. The brushers use their pikes to keep their distance around here. Now the kid can do the same. Bad idea to walk in gator grass. Those pin cushions been living off the ankle gator scraps. Queenie leads the kid into some kind of twisted trap. One bad step in that tall grass and he's Queen Anne's lunch. Still no sign of the shard. The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows. Kid's gotta make a run for it. That old gator's right on his tail. Queenie must have scared a bunch of peckers out of hiding. Wanna know how to find an ankle gator lair? You use a kid as bait. The shard's sitting in plain view. Now she's coming for him. She's got nowhere else to go. They say if you run across an ankle gator, you better keep running. After all that, kid lets the ankle gator go. Hope Queen Anne don't mind us borrowing from her treasury. All that trouble for a single shard, but you know what? It was worth it. The arsenal's complete in case we need protection. Want to keep the wilds at bay? Pack yourself a musket and a pike. The lost and found. Here, kid takes fragments of the old world and makes them whole again. All it takes is some fragments, and the Bastion makes it good as new. A lot of things need fixing up in this world, and we can start right here. To fix a brusher's pike, you just need a good length of knife bark. Can't be too careful these days. The next shard should be farther out there in the wilds. Know how Caelondia became the richest city in the world? 2 words. Point Lemaine. If the wilds could ever be tamed, it was gonna happen right here. The army's triggers once had the place on lockdown. Kid might as well pick up where they left off. Blam! Just like my fighting days. Gun like that can even put the wilds in check. Point Lemaine seen better days for sure, but it ain't done. Whole place shudders in a fit. The grand rail of Point Lemaine, not only is it still there, it still works. Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices, but it can give the kid a lift. Just as long as he can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks. The grand rail's all grown over with things the Calamity chewed up and spat out. Things eager to take back their turf. Kid don't let so much as one of those things slip by. heads settled in like they own the place.
Damn it. Wrong way. I don't remember the right way at all. Okay.
Of course, the Grand Rails seem much more fighting in bygone times. Near on 50 years ago, first shots fired in the Ura-Celandian War. It was right here that Zulf's Ura forefathers decided to mix it up. Okay, so maybe we didn't get their sign-off on the whole Grand Rail thing. That was bad. The rail must have shook the Ura to the bone down in those dens of theirs. Well, the rail won't last much longer now that the kid took the shard. It's still got one good run in store for him, though. All the rotten wood there on the rails turned it into swamp weed central. Ever tried dancing side to side while holding your breath? While shooting a genuine registered armored carbine? While choking on swamp weed? While peckers trying to prick you in the eye? Well, let me tell you, it ain't fun. Then, at last, it's the end of the line. He'll be picking swamp weed out of those boots for days. Turns out he's got company up at the rail station, waiting for him. Not much wiggle room up there near the rail. Celandia lost many good men on the rail. Not just another wallflower, incursion, mind you. At first, he thinks it's Zulf. This is for you, says the man.
Damn it.
Then wham.
Yeah, and LawyerDog's already finished Culford Cauldron. I'm not even
When the
there.
kid comes to, the man's long gone. But something else is there. Well, what's a kid to do? He took the shard, he took the hit, and he took that note. That note cuts straight to the heart of things, don't it? It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place. We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances. The shards are getting harder to find. Not everything blew up in the calamity. Why, Culford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock. If you wanted to survive something like that, you had to learn to adapt. It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this. As for us, we learned an awful lot from Culford Cauldron. Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here. But we discovered other things we're better off not knowing. The taste of air so hot it sticks to your lungs. All sorts of awful things crawling underfoot. Places inhospitable as they come. After all, When we looked down inside Culford Cauldron, looked down through all the smoke and flames, we saw in there the heart of the world. The heart now laid bare by the calamity. As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Charleston Bog. Sure, it ain't the most convenient path. Biggest stink eye he's ever seen's waiting for him on the other side. But where there's one stink eye, there's always more. The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. With a good spyglass, you can still see
Alright,
the
just finished Culford Cauldron and he's a full level ahead of me again.
Died out. There's nothing left of it. He comes back looking like the inside of a chimney. The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again. Ain't saying much, but that's the greatest forge in all the city. Finders keepers. Don't want that thing leaving your hands until you decide it's time. We spotted a pecker carrying a shard to Mount Zan. Can't rightly call Mount Zan a mountain anymore. There's no more mountains now. There's no place left for the beasts of the wild to go. Good thing for those beasts the calamity saved leftovers. The creatures of the wild, they've been building a bastion of their own. Best thing we can do for those beasts right now is put them down quick and clean. Look at it this way, it's either them or us. But if we win, they win too. Our bastion is everybody's gain, not just ours. Those beasts been hard at work fixing up the place. They've been searching for cores and shards, just like we have. Maybe they've thought about turning back, just like we have. We just really need their shard. Kid got it fair and square. He don't need to keep tangling with all those things.
Alright, finish the Mount Zand.
We'll all be better off once the bastion is complete. The monument's getting better. Zolf sure did a number on it, though. The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over. Just a couple shards left. The quarry's gotta have one, right?
Quarry time.
Imagine everything you'd need to build a city like Caelondia. It takes hard work and planning, and it also takes a burstone quarry. The Ura tunnels beneath the quarry must have softened the blow from the calamity. Same goes for its natives, rattletails. The quarry came with a lifetime supply of windbags. Windbags smaller than the naked eye can see are nesting in those rocks. Not only are these rocks a source of life, we found that the oldest ones remember things. They're recording everything, all the time, taking it all in.
God damn it!
No wonder all those beasts were drawn to the quarry. The rocks were calling them. Rattletails kept tunneling in to snack on windbags. Hard times in the quarry these days.
Whatever, fuck you, game. What the fuck?
Without those windbags, the quarry might not have its special qualities. Now why would the Ura sell off such a fascinating place? Might be the gods told them the quarry's bad news. On top of that, you know the Ura hated anything above ground. In any case, it's fair to say the quarry was a godsend. Those rocks, all polished to a mirror sheen, the largest ones, you know as cores. The smaller ones, we call them shards. Remember how I said Rattletails ain't the worst thing in the quarry? That honor goes to a beast we took to Colin, Sir Lunky. Massive things stomped many of our boys. We just couldn't get rid of him. We never could get stubborn old Lunky to leave the quarry alone. The only thing harder than the rocks in Burstone Quarry is Sir Lunky's head. Then the kid hears a voice calling from down the hall. Are you alright? It says. It's him. I've come to warn you, he says.
Well, at least I did him alright, or...
We talk for a spell. The Bastion is under siege. Let it fall. You should not go back. Kid hears him, but he ain't about to be deterred. If that's the way it is, he says, then I won't stop you. Because my countrymen will. Say what you will about Zulf, but he's a man of his word. His countrymen don't much care for pleasantries, though. They got inside the Bastion and shut the door. Kid's gotta go in through the back. Zulf showed him the way here, and here they came to take revenge. Unfortunately, they broke in, and they started digging their holes. Something wrong sprung out of those holes, and it's eating away at this place. I couldn't stop him alone. I ain't a kid no more. The Hura think they got him. They're wrong.
Where the fuck?
Somehow, some way, he sends those Ura packing. Problem is, it didn't matter. Zulf's plan worked.
Ah, there's one stuck on the other side, of course.
We find each other as the dust settles. Then I tell him why the Ura came. To get us back. For the calamity. It was Caelandia's master plan to wipe the Ura out. But part of that plan backfired, didn't it? If only Zulf knew the whole story. The shards can put this disease in remission, but there's only one cure. We need to finish what we started. Seems the gods recommended this place to all their friends. Now all we need is one last shard. It wasn't fixed, it was unbroken. The memorial. Here a kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind. The valediction. Just another one of my sketches. Nothing more. The sanctuary. If we can build, we can rebuild. Gotta make sure the pointy end's fastened on real tight. That mortar's gonna leave a lasting impression. The Ura swooped down from the east. At least now we know the way. One last shard. It's all we need.
I think I forgot to equip the fucking mortar. God damn it.
And mother, what a mess it is. A mess like that could have only been made by hand. At the heart of the calamity was a simple idea. We sought solutions far beyond the city. We never wanted to go to war again. Wanted to rule it out. Most of our efforts didn't bear fruit. Then there was a breakthrough, but it didn't come from one of our people. It came from an Ura, a brilliant young scientist named Ven. Ven worked for the Mancers, the sharpest knives in the city's drawer. With his help, the Mancers devised a way to seal the Ura tunnels shut in a flash. Just like that, every last Ura living in the Tassel terminals will be gone. This discovery was never to be used, they said, except as a last resort. But Ven didn't like being manipulated. He had plans of his own. He sabotaged the Mancer's little science project, set it to blow up in their faces. Imagine how Ven must have felt when they finally made him pull that trigger. But remember, the Bastion can fix everything. We just need that shard.
Alright, just got the shard from the gate.
Too bad the Ura ain't exactly been willing to collaborate on that front. For now, Kid had little choice but to pick up where the calamity left off. First things first, though, there's someone we figured needed rescuing. Zia. The Ura fell back, no doubt planning the next move, but we knew ours already. A pike and a galley and mortar. Now that's some terror from the high seas. There's something we had to do before going after that last shard. Well, now it's personal, ain't it? It's personal for him, and it's personal for me. He gets straight down to business. He gets his hands on the care package I sent him. The Ura found a way to keep the calamity from spreading through Sultan's Hollow. It's not the time to get reckless. Still, they ain't used to having visitors around. They've got these conductors that are all what's keeping the place together. Break enough of those things and the calamity rocks slip back into the ground. Well, the Ura must be in a panic right about now. The Ura ain't pulling their punches. They even sick their little rattletail pets on the kid. By now, every Ura from here to the terminals must know he's in town. Most of the Ura's conductors are squared away in the middle of the hollow. The Ura keep hanging on to that barricade. After all, their homeland's not much farther. Those calamity rocks must be eating that place apart from the inside. Maybe they know they've lost this. Lost to a kid. They underestimated us. Had us pegged all wrong. Yes, our people caused the calamity, but here we are trying to fix it. Shame the opportunity for civilized discourse is over. Suppose old Zolf should have got to know us better. As the hour grows desperate, the Ura bring out their big guns. He sees the Tazzle terminals loom large on the horizon. There's nothing standing in his way no more. Way out there on the edge of the world. That's where he finally finds you. But it ain't like Prosper Bluff this time. Ain't nothing for this gal to sing about now. Zia, you weren't kidnapped. No, ma'am. You just had to see what happened to the Ura. To your own people. You had to see if everything Zolf wrote to you was true. Long reach and plenty of power. Now that's a scary combination. Once the kid gets that last shard from Zolf, it'll all be over.
Off to the terminals, but I'm way behind.
I can't hear him at all anymore. He's too far away. But he'll be alright. The calamity hit the Tazzle terminals hardest of all. You know why Zolf went back there. Zolf must be there all alone, just waiting. All his old friends and family were there. You know what's funny? Look around. There's not much left to do here in the Bastion, I'm afraid. So why not tell each other stories to pass the time, right? But Zia, there's another reason I've been telling you all this. When the kid brings back that shard, the Bastion will be complete. Caelondia will be whole again. Problem is, we'll all be gone. Oh, we're not gonna die. It's more like all of this will just stop. Things will go back to the way they used to be. This whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity. You follow me? Come on, keep your chin up. You be your old self again. Think of all those times that didn't go your way. All of life's little setbacks. Imagine if you could have another go at them. No mistakes. Anyone you've ever hurt. Everything you've ever done. You could do it over. And wouldn't that be grand? Well, I guess there's nothing more to say.
Yeah, he's already got the ram.
He won't be long now.
Oh no!
When we're finished, everything will change. All of this will just stop. Things will go back to the way they used to be. This whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity. You be your old self again. Think of all those times that didn't go your way. You follow me? Come on, keep your chin up. Imagine if you could have another go at him. No mistakes. Everything you've ever done, you could do it over. And wouldn't that be grand? Well, I guess there's nothing more to say. Who am I kidding? Look. There's something else. A confession. How come I know so much about the Bastion? Well, I designed the place, but that's beside the point.
Damn it, I don't remember the path through here at all.
There's one problem with a place that sets things back to a bygone time. You can't test it. So you're probably wondering if the calamity happened already. What's to stop it from happening again after the Bastion does its thing? The answer is... I don't know. You're wondering if there ain't some other way out of this mess. It's alright. I can tell. But why would you even want another way? Unless you wanted to stay here with us. Well, that's sweet and all, but I don't know if I can stick around. The weight of the calamity, it's on our shoulders. We can't just let it go. Bastion does have another function. Strictly speaking, if ever the monument blew out and we couldn't repair it, we could still evacuate. First, we'd round up as many folks as we could carry. Next, we'd detonate the cores and we'd take off away from here. Of course, that would mean no going back. Ever. But then again, that way all of us could leave the city together. You know Zolf and his countrymen won't be giving up that shard without a fight, don't you? Zolf and the Ura, all they want now is to see the Bastion fall. Zolf dedicated his life to a lasting peace between the Ura and Caelondia. He can't have imagined the city would try to wipe the Ura out. Zolf ain't lost every shred of decency though, has he? He tried to warn you about his plans. He tried to warn the kid.
Why isn't it letting me go? I don't remember where to go here. Let's see. I hate this part of the freaking game. I hate walking around with the freaking ramp. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. There you are, you son of a bitch.
For Zolf, this ain't a personal matter. Simple matter of pride, either. One thing's for sure, the Ura can't be happy that the kid followed Zolf all the way home.
I already lost. There's no time to save
I can see it now. The kid in one corner, and Zolf in the other. Ain't much of a fight. Don't you worry, though. Once the Bastion's restored, it'll all be alright. You ain't still thinking about that whole leaving the city thing, are you?
my sail, fly, the wind it will take me back to my home, sweet home. Lie on my back, clouds are making way for me. I'm coming home, sweet home. I see your star, you left it burning for me. Mother, I'm here. Eyes open wide, feel your heart and its glow.
Kid's probably dealt with Zolf by now.
I'm welcome.
He reminds me of myself when I was his age. I ever tell you about those days? Hey, kid. Get up, kid.
I cannot believe I freaking died.
Come on, that ain't funny.
Like, just full-scale loss
say get
in the
up.
damn Tazzle terminals.
That's
I actually
more like
kept
it.
up with LawyerDog a whole lot
Now,
fucking better than I
set
expected
that shard
to.
into the monument there. Then we'll talk. The Bastion. It's finally finished.
Oh, I was wondering how I managed to catch up as much as I did.
Now, there's something I want you to see. Welcome to the heart of the
Yeah, I
Bastion.
kept trying to do that too.
I ain't one for long goodbyes, so here's the deal. Zia and I figure you done the heavy lifting, so you get to do the honors. We can tell you how to work this thing if you got any questions.
You made it.
Hey, kid.
Good end.
Oh, mother. And here I figured you'd had enough of me by now. You could have undone the calamity itself, but instead you want to stay in a world like this.
So I actually did a lot better as far as the race
I gotta
goes than I
admit, kid,
expected to.
I ain't yet put much thought in that idea. But carrying on, with you here, we can't go back no more. But I suppose we could go.
I just killed the boss really
Wherever
fucking
we
fast by
please.
just dropping 5 step mines all in one spot.
And if anyone
That's
left
how I
out
dealt
there,
with it.
I sure would like to see the look in their faces when we dock this thing right on their doorstep. Getting ahead of myself, though. I'm gonna need a first mate. What do you say?
I set my sail, fly, the wind it will take me back to my home, sweet home. Lie on my back, fly.
Yeah, I died in the Tazzle Terminals, LawyerDog, when you fight the one, like, mini-boss dude at the end of the first big, well, the second big section. I died to him while trading a hit that killed him. And had to do the whole fucking thing over. It was the lamest thing. Yeah, I forgot to equip the goddamn mortar. Can you even believe that shit? Oh my god. I was like, oh yeah, derp, I forgot to equip the mortar, and I went and equipped it before the goddamn terminals with this freaking cannon. I forgot to equip more freaking beverages after I leveled up to 4 too. Damn it. I mostly didn't use my secondary weapon, Bite. I mostly just used the spear. And as far as the secondary, I got the bow, and then the musket, and then the carbine, and then forgot to get the mortar, and then the cannon. No, I forgot to equip it and then got the cannon. Yeah. But mostly I just use the spear because it's the best weapon for just going through quickly on new game, because you can get the crits with it and it attacks really fast. The mortar's the other good one though. I think the mortar's actually probably better than the cannon overall, but it's hard to say. Mostly just because you get more chances to upgrade it. I basically used that exact setup, except... No, you totally got the carbine, LawyerDog, don't lie. I saw you using it. No, you can skip it. I didn't skip it because it's useful to have for a few things. Man, what was our time? When did we start? Well, are there timestamps in the IRC that we can use to approximate that? So we got about, you got about an hour 20 and I got about an hour 25, I think. Which isn't really bad for a more or less blind shot at it. It's not very good for if we actually, you know, had already planned what we were doing. I think we could pretty easily get that down to around an hour. Well, not necessarily easy, but I think we totally could get it down to around an hour. And yeah, keep in mind, Jim, that I'm actually in a Skype with LawyerDog, so he can just hear me talking instantly. He doesn't get stream lag for that. And I counted down pretty slow, so I think it was a pretty fair start. But yeah, I think if I didn't die so damn much, and I got better at the skips, I think we could probably get that down to at least like 110. I got a couple of them. I made up some time in the Rothus Lagoon. I know a big skip in it, but it actually breaks the level. Yeah, I know, Jim. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we could at least shave it down to an hour 10. LawyerDog and I did almost exactly the same things, except he didn't die nearly as much. And he was a lot faster at a few of the, like, parts that I fucked up. And I went in the wrong direction a few times because I'm dumb. Yeah, we both did a lot of stupid things. Like I said, I think a minute 10 is unattainable. Yeah, but Jim, I'm saying 110 would be like something that we could probably get it down to being able to do consistently. Not like a really good run, but I think 110 would be something we could look at as just a run time, not even a good run time. Yeah, me too, LawyerDog. So I did a lot better than I expected, especially since I kept forgetting to use my goddamn drinks. I ran through a couple of levels with just freaking fetching fizz on. Oh, Magica, you sure were a thing. So yeah, I think we should do this again sometime, LawyerDog. This was actually fun. So I think I'm going to take the stream on down for now, because I'm going to go get dinner. So, thanks for hanging out and stuff, guys. That was awesome.